Hi, everybody. I'm so excited about tonight. We get to share how to fall into better health. I'm Angela Pattison, and several of us are going to share with you tonight what this amazing gut health system with the company called Plexus Worldwide has done for us, why this has been a game changer for us, what it's done for our health, how it works, and how this could be a blessing to you and your family. So I'm actually first going to pass this off to Devin, who has only been doing this, y'all, for like, I think not even quite a month yet, and already getting some great results. And she was excited enough to want to invite people and jump on and share with y'all her story. I'm going to let her take it away. And then Madison and myself will share a little bit more about it.
Yeah, so thank you, Angela, and thank everybody for being here. So I said yes to Plexus after it took a long time. It was about a year of Madison kind of extending a lifeboat to me before I finally said yes. And it took me getting to a place of like complete desperation and just in all areas of my life, like with my health, with my finances, like just not in a great place. And I'm very stubborn, so it just took me to that point, and I'm here to try to like help other people not get to that point before they decide to make a change. So, yeah, it's been about a month, almost, I think just past it now, maybe exactly. It's really close to that range. But I've got a lot of really good results just in this little bit of time. I was slamming 2 to 3 energy drinks a day, like every single day. And I haven't had a single one. I've had maybe a couple sodas this whole month, just like if I'm out to dinner or whatever, but that's it. And I used to slam, I mean, between energy drinks and caffeination drinks, like 5 a day. Like it was ridiculous just to get through my work days. I've been just a lot more energetic, no crashing. I've significantly reduced bloating. Like I had severe bloating to the point where it was painful. Like no matter what I was eating, it literally didn't matter what I ate. I would bloat. And I would always tell him, like, I feel like I'm 6 months pregnant. Like I look like I'm about to give birth because it was just so bad. So I've really not had hardly any bloating. So that's been just like life changing for me because I can look at myself and not be like absolutely just feel gross. So, and he said that I have looked a lot happier, but I just wanted him to kind of touch on like what else that you think that you have seen at least in me in this like month that I've been doing this.
Yeah, you want me to share them?
Yeah.
Well, my name is Levi. I'm not just some random person. I am Devin's fiance. And so what I've seen from her, besides just being happy and not drinking energy drinks, we definitely used to fill up the fridge with those for her.
Yeah.
But being happy is probably the biggest thing that I've seen a difference in, not just her physical health that's helped, but it's a lot of it is mental as well. And I'm not for sure if that's because of what you are not needing anymore after you've been, on the supplements and the drinks and stuff. But it's definitely changed her mental health in an upward trajectory, which has been really helpful for us. And obviously, the physical benefits have been really good for her in a month. She's like she said, not bloating as much, and she suffers from a condition. I don't know if you want to tell everybody, but I'm certainly not going to. Just where she has lots of pain and hardships for certain times of the month, and um,
So
she
endometriosis, just so that you guys do know, I'm not embarrassed to talk about that. So it's all my female stuff going on. Endometriosis, I have really, really painful periods. So
Yeah, and it's always kind of been a ramp up to that, and we kind of prepare for those days. And she made a comment that said she just feels physically so much better. So there's not those like intense level of pains that she usually had, which I didn't expect, honestly. So it was awesome for me to hear and see that she was doing a lot better. So.
yeah, the biggest thing that sat with me when I asked him what he has seen is me being happier because I never really thought about that, but actually putting it into perspective, I'm like, man, I have been a lot happier this month, and maybe I haven't actually thought about it or connected it with this gut health system, but it's so connected. Everything is although pretty much everything is connected to the gut, which I've been learning over this process. And so everything that I'm learning is really exciting too. So I'm just really like hopeful to continue feeling better and even getting happier and more healthy, seeing better results that all of my friends before me have gotten. It's been really inspiring and hopeful. So I'm just hopeful for that in myself and really excited for this whole journey. So. Oh yeah, and then yeah, I think it was so after me. I think Madison was going to share her story. I was supposed to segue. That was not a very
That's okay.
solid segue there, but Madison is who got me, my friend that's gotten me into this, and so I just want to give her some space now to touch on her testimony and her experience.
Well, that was amazing, Devin, and it was so cool to like hear you verbalizing all the change that's happened in the past month because I know I've heard bits and pieces here and there, but like, oh, that was so cool. And yes, whoever said it in the comments, you're glowing. It's true, you are. So grateful that you ended up saying yes, and we get to do this together now. But anyway, I'm Madison. I'm 23 years old, married, and I have a baby on the way. So that is a new announcement I'm finally allowed to just spill out there to anybody and everybody. So I am doing that proudly. And I started Plexus about 3 years ago, actually this month. I had gone to a church and I had been on a long health journey that was pretty extensive, pretty expensive as well, going to many different naturopath doctors and just trying to find solutions and get to the bottom of why I was feeling so bloated. My brain fog was so thick, why I was having inflammation and also like IBS type symptoms and constipation. We could not figure out what was going on after trying so many supplements. I had almost given up on supplements altogether. And I was like, I must just need to do something different. But I had already cut out so many inflammatory foods for my diet, like gluten and dairy and sugar and corn. I had done all the things. I was eating super clean. And I was even trying to get in some exercise. But I know my naturopath did warn me. She said, hey, you need to conserve your energy in whatever way you can. So do whatever you can to save up that energy because your body expels energy in anything you do. And you are so fatigued that you can't afford to just give your energy out anywhere. So I actually had to limit myself from actually exercising as much as I wanted to. But anyway, back up to, or fast forward to when I went to this church youth group, I actually had never met Angela. And I went up to her and I asked her, I said, can you pray for my gut health? Because at this point we had kind of narrowed it down to knowing that my health was really stemming from poor gut health. And so I went up to her and asked her that question. She prayed for me, of course. It was just a sweet moment. And then she's like, you know, I feel like I need to introduce you into something that has been really helping me with my gut health. And that's how I got connected with Plexus. And she's like, just check these supplements out and let's talk about them. And it was literally all of these missing pieces all combined into a simplified system. And I was like, I know this is an answer to my prayer. And little did I know it would be an answer to so many more people's prayers later on as I started sharing. But it was so cool. I was so glad. And so Angela and I started that relationship, her telling me all about the products. I told my mom about them too. And I started the products. And after months and months of trying other things and being consistent and faithful to the process and not seeing results, I was not expecting to see results with Plexus as quickly as I did. But I think my body was just at the point where it was screaming out for help. And finally, it was something to come in and help balance my blood sugars, which was causing that extreme brain fog, that was causing the fatigue and the mood swings and so many other hormonal things going on. And my body just started to love it. And I remember actually having less bloating within the first couple weeks already. And I started having a lifted of my brain fog. I was starting to think clearer again. I was starting to have more energy and play outside with my brothers without feeling like I need to crash on the couch afterwards. And that impressed me. And it caught my attention in a way that others hadn't. There's lots of things out there, and I had been Googling all the things, trust me. And I remember hearing my mom say on the phone to one of her friends, I think my daughter is coming back to life. I don't know what's in this stuff, but my daughter is coming back to life, and I can see it. I can just feel it. I can see how her mood is lifting. And I remember walking around like, Mom, I feel like I'm on cloud nine. I don't even know what that means, but I know people say it when they're happy, and I just feel good. And she's like, oh my gosh, what has this done to my daughter? I love it. Like, give me more, please. So yeah, then Angela had told me, as somebody who was freshly engaged at the time, straight out of college, broke as a joke, nannying, just trying to, get some extra cash here and there, preparing for a wedding. She told me, Madison, I know you're loving these products so much. Don't you know other people who need these products too, like you did, and maybe are praying for answers? And like, heck yes, I do. I actually have a solution now that I can offer people. So I started to do that, and reach out to people from my Bible college that I remember walking through the gluten and dairy free line with me. And I'm like, oh my gosh, y'all, I got this answer now. Like, this is helping me. And it is so rewarding. And so that was the beginning of the journey. Now my husband and we just bought our first home, and we're excited and expectant for our future. We've been able to dream and think bigger because of this community, and the way that they just come alongside of you and believe in you, and call you higher and give you an opportunity on your hands that you can build wealth, and you can build financial freedom and flexibility, and not only be physically well, but also financially well, and offer that to others. So that's the best part, just seeing other people come back to life, like Devin sharing her testimony. It's like, oh, this makes my heart so happy. But anyway, I will let Angela go ahead and share with you all the ins and outs of the products, and hear a little bit of her story too.
Well, I love all of that, y'all. So if you are listening to this, I'm sure you're already like, oh my gosh, like maybe names are popping in your head, or maybe it's you that is like, I can relate to a lot of this. So I'm just going to explain how this works, what it does. And I just want to touch on a few things of my story. I don't want to take too much of y'all's time up on this call, but I do want to tell you, I, as a person of health and fitness, my whole life, literally had thought for a little while, I don't need supplements. I'm eating clean. I eat organically. I've cut out all the bad stuff. Does anybody, I don't know if any of y'all relate to that or not, but I was an athlete like my whole life. I traveled all over the world, was a karate champion, and literally that's what I did was I trained. So I ate good, I exercised, all the things. Fast forward to adult life, had all my babies at home, very holistic in everything that I did. And I had done some other network marketing companies, y'all, but I had also lost money and was kind of just over that whole thing, and felt like the Lord told me to put things aside and just pursue ministry, which I did. I homeschooled. I did all these things. So I was not looking for another thing. Okay. I was doing all the things. And what happened was I actually hit a wall in my health. As clean as I was eating, as healthy as I was, and doing all the right things, the tinctures that you make and the oils and the, all the stuff, y'all. So basically 3.5 years ago, I hit a wall. And what happened was it was inflammation in my body, candida in my body, that goes back to probably antibiotics when I had ear infections as a kid, and probably stress, all the moving that I did, and the money situations and the pregnancies, because y'all, I had 6 pregnancies. I have 1 in heaven and 5 here. And so, there's a lot that goes with that can affect your gut health. So fast forward to this moment 3.5 years ago, I'm like, I'm doing all the right things, y'all. I was like, here I am eating right and doing all this stuff. Why am I not sleeping through the night? Because I was having so much pain in my body and inflammation, and it was leaky gut and candida. I'm having stomach issues, doubled over, not being able to go to the bathroom or going too much. And it would go back and forth. And also not being able to eat certain foods without it being worse. So like I said, I'd cut all that out. I had cat allergies. I had major hormonal stuff. And here I am. I'm 46 years old. And after hitting 40 and so on, and my story is a little different than theirs because I've had so many babies. I'm older and all of that. And so I was going through perimenopausal stuff too. majorly having issues with hormonal imbalance and brain fog and all this stuff. So basically, fast forward to jumping in on this system that I'm going to highlight, that is our gut health system called Triplex. And it changed everything. Within 3 weeks, I was like, oh my gosh, I have brain cells. I thought I lost them all with babies, and I have them back again. I can think again. And then I was feeling like motivated again, and like, oh my gosh, I feel just happier. And I realized that serotonin is in the gut, like your happy hormone, and it releases serotonin. I mean, and just all of those things that are affected by our gut health. And then I started to feel the benefits of my blood sugar balancing and inflammation going away, and sleeping through the night again, being able to work out again, not feeling cranky and moody as much as I had been. And fast forward a couple more months in, oh my goodness, the hormones balancing, helping with libido and helping with a lot of other things that some of us women don't talk about enough. And fast forward a year in, I don't have the cat allergies like I had, and I can eat certain foods without being messed up in my stomach for days and days. And this has been a game changer. So let me get into it, y'all. This is what it's all about. So our flagship system, our huge number one combo, is called Triplex, and it's 3 products that address the 3 major issues that everything goes back to: gut health, inflammation, and blood sugar. And so let me just explain how this works together synergistically to help your body do its job. Now, God designed our bodies amazingly, right? He gave us an amazing, herbs and plants and things in the earth as well. And when we put the right things in our body, it does help. And of course, I still believe in eating right and all that. But what happens is, because of stress, a lot of people are stressed, right? Nowadays, especially stress and eating habits that are not good, antibiotics, medication, environmental issues, all of that contributes to the microbiome being messed up, and bacteria and candida in your gut overflowing and leaky gut happening and all of that. And so that means we need to supplement. We're not getting enough from just our foods. So I'm going to talk about the Slim first. This is what we sometimes say our pink drink. But basically the Slim is the part of the system that is balancing and regulating your blood sugar levels. Why is it important to regulate your blood sugar levels? Let me tell you, blood sugar affects so many things. It's not just for diabetics. Yes, this is diabetic friendly, but it's not just for diabetics, y'all. What blood sugar actually does, it's incredible. And by the way, let me just tell you this. I got to read this for you. So it's estimated that in the next couple of years, they're saying that 50% of the population, by the way, will be pre-diabetic or diabetic. And right now it's already 1/3 of the population. To me, that was just mind-blowing. But back to where I'm going here is that everybody needs this regardless of that, because blood sugar will regulate your sleep, your mood, your hormones, and even reproductive hormones, your metabolism, like your heart health, and inflammation being regulated, which I already talked a little bit about how I had that in my body. I had a lot of brain fog. It helps with all of that. Your cravings, if you're moody and hangry, and you have issues with your metabolism, and you can't sleep, and you don't have energy, low libido, all of those things point back to blood sugar imbalance. And I don't know if you realize that or not, but this is huge for everybody. Every man, woman, and child needs to balance their blood sugar. So we have 2 different ones. We have microbiome, which is the smaller one. We have the one that has hunger control, dietary fibers added to it, so why it's a little bit bigger. We have different flavors. This is actually sweet tea. And this is one that is like a watermelon, lemon, raspberry, but we do have other flavors as well, and in both. And we'll talk more about that later, as far as like you figuring out which one's the best one for you. Both of them do all the things I mentioned with your hormone balance and your blood sugar balance. Both of them are key to helping you with prebiotics as well, which will feed the good bacteria in your gut. Okay. But the bigger one here is also got extra dietary fibers to help you with the cravings. If you need to lose weight, or if you're struggling with your cravings, that one's good for that. So that is the number one in the triplex. Now I'm going to move on to our dynamic duo. Our ProBio 5 is our probiotic. Listen, y'all, I did so many probiotics over the years. None of them touched the candida in my gut. And one of the biggest reasons is that this is freeze dried, and it's basically going to get all the way to where it's supposed to before it deposits. So it's also got enzymes in it that are antifungal and digestive enzymes that cut through that hard layer of candida. And if you're familiar at all with how candida works in your body, it forms a hard shell like a shrimp shell over your gut and your colon, and then it doesn't matter how many billion probiotics you have, it's not really going to cut through to actually weed through and seed and deposit the good. So ours is incredible. I've never used one that works as effectively as this does to get to those issues. And together with the bio cleanse, it is game changer. So let me explain how, how when I know this might sound gross to some people, but when you're cleaning the toilet, and you're like, scrubbing it and then you flush it. Basically, this is scrubbing out the inside of your intestinal wall and flushing it. But don't worry about only doing this on the weekend. Okay. It's white pants approved and it's very effective, but it will give your body what it needs. Okay. So our ProBio 5, like I mentioned, has the enzymes in it. It's very powerful. Our Bio Cleanse, I'm going to go into next. The Bio Cleanse, y'all, I have the wrong one up. The Bio Cleanse. Okay, this one is a cellular cleanse. Okay, so it's actually oxygenating your blood. It's going to help circulation. It's going to help think of scrubby bubbles going through your cells and cleaning out fungi, bacteria, and viruses. This is incredible for doing that. And your body, it's like 300 chemical processes that your body needs magnesium for, y'all. And so this is incredible to help with cleansing out the candida, the fungi, the bacteria as you're breaking through it. So it's very important to be on these two together if you really have some things going on in your digestive health and in your gut. And if you're bloated all the time, y'all. And so now I'm going to jump ahead and just tell you, listen, that is just our flagship system. Everything's built upon. We have several more items. I'm just going to mention a couple of those things because I know we're limited on our time. We do have, though, something for everybody here. We have clean, like facial cleanser and moisturize for your face. And it's a whole system for cleaning your face at night. It's very simple. We've got a natural clean energy drink that helps you have sustainable energy without the crash. And it's got superfoods in it. And that's amazing for workout, y'all, too, for like a pre-workout. We've got our Mega X, which is our omegas. We've got anti-inflammatory. I added this in, and it was one of the key things that helped me with the aches and the discomforts and the pain. And we've got something, Iron Woman is our new iron supplement for women specifically, and it is amazing. I don't know if you have low iron, if you're on your cycle and you feel headaches a lot or lethargic or fatigued, but that has made a big difference for me to add that in. And of course, we will help you figure this out. If y'all are at all like not sure where you would start, we would tell you what you need based on what's going on in your body, whatever your symptoms are, what your budget is, what your health goals are. We can help you figure that out for you and get you started. Like I said, I started with Triplex. I added in the anti-inflammatory, and then I started to add in some of the other pieces, y'all, because I could see that these products were so amazing. And let me just clarify something for you. Everything we have here, there's nothing synthetic. There's no sugars in it that are hidden, like, ingredients that you don't want in your body. There's nothing artificial in it. It is all plant-based and natural. That was huge for me. I'm a big ingredient snob, if you will. And I love what we have here. We have amazing protein powder, which is clean, low calorie, low net carb, tastes fantastic, can bake with it. We have something, this is the newest product that we have, one of our newer products. It's called Restore. This is a liver detox, y'all. If you have had a lot of issues with health issues in your body and been on medication off and on, or all kinds of things you might be going through, or really need a breakthrough with weight management, this has been key for people to add in, because this liver detox is incredible to detox cellularly and your liver, which is your largest internal organ, and it's a heavy metal detox. This has been a game changer for so many. There's some packages that include that for an amazing discount. And you can also add in our methylated vitamin if you're needing to fill your nutritional gaps and absorb nutrients better. If you're deficient at all, I'm telling you, there's a reason. And it's because you have an imbalance in your blood sugar, or because you need more vitamins and your body needs to absorb it better. And if you have candida in your body and leaky gut, like I mentioned earlier, I don't know if you realize this, but that barrier that it creates actually prohibits vitamin C and vitamin B from even being able to get absorbed in your body as much. So that is why you might be sick all the time. That is why you're depleted of energy all the time. Y'all, there is a reason for this. Everything goes back to gut health, inflammation, and blood sugar. What we have is a solution to help with that. We do have hair like collagen and greens and some other things too, a kids line. But y'all, the biggest thing is that we want to get to the root issues of your health, so that your body can begin to function the way God designed it to. And so whoever invited you to watch this, we will share more with you and help you find a fit for you. Again, based on your goals, based on your budget. And I know that this is something that could really help you. I've been doing this now, like I said, almost 4 years. My sons are on it. My husband's on it. My mom and my sister and my brother and so many others, because this literally has changed things for us. And this is what I want to leave with you, though, before we jump off here. Let me just tell you that when I started here, it was just because I was desperate for answers for my health. But I also had a major issue and financial need. We were praying for answers for, and I had no desire to do something like this again, because I had done this in the past. Here I am, worship leader, teaching karate, youth minister, also homeschooling all of my kids. But y'all, what I found was, just like Madison, some other people around me too were asking for answers. And my mother-in-law and my best friend, one of my best friends, and then another person reached out in the first 2 weeks of me doing the system and said, I heard you're trying something to help you with the problems you've been struggling with. Can you please tell me more? I want something to help me. And that was when I was like, oh my gosh, everybody is looking for something here. And then I started to realize the need there is, especially now, y'all, with people laying on their bed at night, praying for answers for their finances as well. And so God just really put it on my heart that this is a tool to bless and help people financially and physically. And I got so excited to want to share, just like Madison was saying. I started seeing the needs of others and realizing this was a solution. And so anyway, I just want to encourage you with that. If you're feeling like, you have people around you, you would love to help, we can show you how to do that. And also, if you're in need financially, you want to break through, this is an answer for that as well. They're so generous. Even right now, just 3 people jumping in with you, you can actually earn back a bonus of about $350. And if like 5 people join you or 4 people join you, it's like $500, and it just continues to go on. It's like literally a blessing for the time of year we're at, with Christmas coming upon us. People are praying for answers for Christmas without having to go into debt, right? Or maybe just groceries and gas. I mean, to be honest, right? I remember a few years back before I started this, I was struggling to even be able to buy Christmas presents for my husband. And I was making homemade elderberry syrup. And that was awesome to be able to do that, but it just was barely making it for me, to be able to help out. And fast forward to now, how right when my husband got to a place where he was going to have to quit the job he was in after the whole pandemic, basically this ended up being what covered the bills for us after 11 months doing this, because I started seeing that this could help people. And next thing I know, it's an answer for financial goals we had as well. And I will never stop sharing, because I know that this is something that can bless people. So that's why I do this. And I really thank y'all for jumping on and learning with us tonight. Definitely reach out to whoever invited you here, and let's get you started. Let's see what is a good fit for you. And I cannot wait to see how this is going to be a blessing to you and help you feel your best as well.